Good evening and welcome to the last show of the month, a day to the 10th month of the year. It also marks exactly 10 months to the 2022 general elections, and I must say, what a coincidence. The race to seat on Mount Kenya region throne is on as ODM party leader Raila Odinga continues to meet with the heavyweights from the region. But what should we read from all this? We ask you, do you think Raila Odinga will get more votes in Mount Kenya region in the next year's polls than in 2017? Do you think Raila Odinga will get more votes in Mount Kenya region in the next year's polls more than he got in 2017? Share your views on our WhatsApp number, that is on 0785 939529. That again is on 0785 939529. Or you can tweet us at Fred Mutiriri at Switch TV Kenya, that is on Twitter. Meanwhile, the reincarnation of NASA through One Kenya Alliance is gaining pace. But who will be the deciding factor in 2022 poll? What impact do you think the youth and social media will have in next year's general elections? That will also form basis of our discussion tonight and this evening. My name is Frederick Mutiriri and this is Tipping Point.
Ama niongeze.
Kwa hiyo Gideon, nikwambia wewe simama imara. Tuko pamoja.
I want to assure you, my brother, we will walk this journey together.
Tuko tayari kushikana mikono kwa mkono. Tutembee bega kwa bega.
Sasa kama mimi naambiwa ati Raila atakikana Mlima Kenya, nimefanya makosa gani?
Tukifanya mkutano na wale wako chini ili serikali wasaidie kutengeneza mali, pia tukubali hiyo ni kitu mzuri.
Looking for our support by force. So from today we have started a new journey and we're going to work together.
When our people were being chased away at night when it was raining in Kariobangi and Ruai, where was Mount Kenya Foundation?
All right, beautiful. Beautiful bites there by my producer, Daniel Kariuki. On this show, I'm joined by Loima Member of Parliament, Jeremiah Lomorukai. Also joining us is blogger and aspiring Member of Parliament, Nyando constituency, Robert Alai. Finally, we are joined by youth policy analyst and also an aspiring Member of Parliament from Bobasi constituency, that is Gloria Oroba. My sign language interpreter tonight is Teresia Washira. And this is what happened during the unveiling of Gideon Moi as KANU's presidential candidate.
That is why the party has now emerged from the break. It has emerged from the break rejuvenated. And refreshed. And indeed, we are KANU.
That is Gideon Moi, now the KANU party presidential candidate. All right. Gloria, what do you, you've been laughing throughout. What do you make of Gideon Moi as our next president?
Well, I think it's refreshing to see that KANU, being the party that it has been, is trying to be innovative and rebrand their brand. So I think that's one thing. When you talk about Gideon Moi being our president come 2022, I think it's laughable. I think
that is why you've been laughing throughout.
I mean, really, we know that it has been an uphill task, even for him to actually go back and just defend his Senate position. And I mean, it's a stretch, but we understand what's happening. It's people, individuals trying to reorganize themselves, trying to showcase that even if they have 500,000 votes from somewhere, at one point it's going to count, if at all we go into round 2 of the presidential election. And seeing Baba there, having his presence there, for me is also like, okay, we know exactly what's happening. So we unveil KANU. KANU, of course, says this is their presidential candidate. 2 months from now, we'll probably have all these other parties unveiling, ANC unveiling, this is their presidential candidate, and all the other parties. And then they will come together and form a coalition and endorse Raila Odinga. So we are back, we are sort of just...
Are you saying what we are just seeing are just gimmicks?
Not really gimmicks, because for you to actually actively inspire a political party and its members that indeed it is worth being in this party. You can't always be forming coalitions and not fronting a candidate. So I think most of these political parties have also understood that you have to front a presidential candidate and then let the candidate sell their manifesto, let the candidate represent the party to some extent. And far down the line, if there is room for an alliance or a negotiation with a possibly stronger candidate, so be it. But then as a political party, and that's what you're seeing, because remember, this was not necessarily about Gideon Moi. This was about reviving KANU. It was about, bringing it back to the forefront, such that even in places like Kisii, where I come from, we remember that, oh, by the way, we are not only just talking about ODM and UDA. There's also this other party called KANU. So you're going to see a lot of that. You're probably going to see all these small outfits, political parties coming up with all sorts of taglines like you've seen KANU Fresh, and reviving the political party, pretending to front a presidential candidate and having to, at least push on to some extent to a place where they can show this is the kind of muscle that we have with our presidential candidate. So now let's get on the table and negotiate.
How far do you think Gideon Moi is going to go? How far do you think we are looking at a possible deputy president?
I mean, I think
does he have the numbers? So let's start from there.
I don't want to speak much about his numbers because I think that is something we are yet to see. And I heard today Raila Odinga saying that, don't let them call you dynasty, that, just because you are born in this family or whatever. Does he have the numbers? Have we ever seen him as an independent party, as an independent person without any muscle, without any what we call dynasty, without any influence from his father or his political party actually going out as Gideon Moi and gathering those votes? We are yet to see that, and I don't want to say he doesn't have the numbers because people also grow into their career. He has been in politics for quite some time. So, I mean, that's what we are waiting to see. We want him to get out of the screen and go to the grassroots and start mobilizing people. We want to see him in rallies, We want to see him, actually, what is the manifesto? What does KANU Fresh mean? At least with Raila Odinga, we know they are pushing Buy Kenya, Build Kenya, which is sort of economic empowerment, which is what we are doing at UDA. But when I had KANU Fresh and I followed the whole thing at Bomas, I was like, what are they selling? What is this freshness? What are they promising the people of Kenya? Is it an economic thing? Is it to fight corruption? Is it, what is it? Because fresh doesn't mean anything.
Hold still. What is it? And this is what Gideon Moi had to say earlier today.
This time, form itakuwa different. I assure you. And if anyone doubts our resolve and commitment to see a different Kenya, your assurance is here today.
Kwa hiyo Gideon, nikwambia wewe, simama imara, tuko pamoja. Ukienda utaenda, utakutana na Musalia yuko pale, Kalonzo vile yuko pale, utakutana na wao na hata huyu yours truly vile vile.
All right, we are still waiting for Loima Member of Parliament Jeremiah Lomorukai, and of course the blogger and aspiring Member of Parliament from Nyando, that is Robert Alai. But right about this time we are talking to Gloria. And Gloria, you've heard Gideon Moi is saying you are going to see a different KANU, you are going to see a different leadership. Is this what we are going to see?
What are they selling? Because when you tell me form itakuwa different, I mean, what are you selling? What is the hope you're giving me as an electorate? What is it you're going to do once you're the president? What is your at least 3-point agenda?
Yes.
I was expecting to see that because, I mean, they're not only relaunching the party, they are also announcing this is their presidential candidate. I mean, I guess it was a little bit of, I was expecting to see more, to hear more, to actually understand. In fact, I was holding my breath and saying, okay, if Raila Odinga is going with Buy Kenya, Build Kenya / economic empowerment,
Yes.
you know, the Hustler Nation, we are pushing, you know, for the bottom-up economic approach. Maendeleo Chap Chap also is a fresh start, yeah, but they still haven't told us what. So I was waiting for something, you know, possibly bring back the old days of Moi, you know, Maziwa ya Nyayo, if something, anything.
Yeah.
But so I think the messaging there, I still don't know what Gideon Moi is going to do if he becomes president. And I don't want to really belabor the point, because also, I mean, this was the first relaunch. Perhaps we are going to see him sending out his political message when he's out in the grassroots, addressing, you know, the electorate, and not behind the screens and you know, in the restaurants with the One Kenya Alliance team. Actually, I'm waiting to see Gideon Moi out there.
Hold still.
Yeah.
The presence of Baba, you see, he's saying that we are there, we are going to support you. The presence of Baba at this launch, what does it signify?
Can I say something though?
Yes, you can.
In the whole launch, I was watching bits and pieces of it because I've been traveling.
Yes.
And you know, when Gideon Moi spoke, and that's his personality, that's who he is, you know, you can't enforce charisma to a person. It was a bit of okay. And when Raila
Be
Odinga,
kind.
no,
You're saying he lacks charisma?
no, I'm just saying they're good orators. There are politicians who are out there who are good orators, and then there are politicians who are out there who are not good orators. And when Raila Odinga took to the stage and gave us, by the way, that long historical analysis of how the political party formations were, all the way from KADU to Ward to, and you know, it was like a lesson as usual. That was appreciated. But it felt as though the whole event was actually hyped by the presence of Raila Odinga. So for me, it was like they were relaunching KANU with introducing Raila Odinga as part of it. It felt like this was a homecoming party for Raila Odinga, and it was very strange. The whole if you looked at the lineup, I mean, you saw Jirongo speaking and saying that Gideon Moi is the only person who can unite the country. I mean, it was a bit comical. I just have to say, it wasn't. I don't think these people have a strategic think tank. I think they were like, you know, we'll call MC Jesse, and then Nani will speak, and then who will come, and then, oh, what's the messaging of this party? KANU fresh.
Kalonzo Musyoka had to say this about the same event.
Na mimi nasimama naye tukisema kwamba tuko tayari kushikana mikono kwa mkono, tutembee bega kwa bega kama Wakenya, na tuweke Wakenya mbele ili Kenya iwe kwanza na sisi tufate.
Bado tunajenga hiyo daraja, na hiyo daraja kwa maoni yangu ni One Kenya Alliance, ambapo KANU iko mstari wa mbele. Na mimi mniombee pengine nipatiwe kuteuliwa. Tukiteuliwa tufanya kazi pamoja, sababu kuna inchi, kuna umuhimu wa haraka zaidi. Kwa hiyo mambo haya mniachie.
All right, your WhatsApp messages on 0785939529. That is on 0785939529. I'll be reading them and sampling them in a short while. What are these people saying? I do not understand Oka. I wish, and I was looking forward to having the likes of Robert Alai, and I know he's going to vie with an ODM party. And of course, Jeremiah is from ODM. And I wanted to ask them this question. What is Oka trying to do? I wish they were here, and I know I'm being told they're still on the way. Yeah, but what are they trying to do?
First of all, let me
I do not understand.
We have a problem with some of these political party representatives. One of the issues, as you can see today, is the failure to show up. Just failure to show up. And that translates in every single bit of their political journey. When you're seeing Raila Odinga finally coming out and, you know, having a sort of messaging of Buy Kenya, Build Kenya after the Hustler Nation movement had gone like miles down the road, you know, there's this issue of failing to show up, because when you fail to show up, then a lot of things are distorted, a lot of opportunities are lost and things like that. Anyway, back to the One Kenya Alliance. What are they trying to...
The reason why I'm asking this question, and I was asking myself, Musalia Mudavadi, the ANC party leader, has already declared that he's going full throttle. to August 2022. Kalonzo Musyoka has said he's not going to support Baba again. This is Gideon Moi saying, launching his presidential, I do not understand. And they look okay with it.
Do you know, I think what the strategy is everyone goes out as an individual party, as an individual aspiring presidential candidate. You go out, rally the masses, whichever numbers you are going to put together. When the time comes, we will negotiate with those at the forefront. That's really what's happening, and I think actually, to be honest, it's a good thing. It's a good change within our political parameters, because we are so used to two horses. You know, we are just used to having two front runners who then we say, okay, sasa hawa ni kina nani, let's just join one or the other, and it's refreshing to see that you have different political parties saying, let's also try and run and see how far we can come before we actually negotiate, and to be honest, when you look at One Kenya Alliance, it was going to be very difficult for either one of those principles to be chosen by the others as the presidential candidate for the alliance. And not because they're, I think it's because they're all averagely the same. You know, you cannot compare, for instance, Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto, if you ask me and my amateur political analysis. But then you can compare Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka. So if you have two people, you have principles who are of the same weight, who actually, I would say, have been fence sitters for the longest time, or whose strategy has been fence sitting and watching where does it look like it's going to tip over, and then, you know, jump ship and go there. So when you put all these average people together and ask themselves, so you need to pick a principal who's going to be there. They cannot. So it's actually fair to allow for all of them to run, and actually more people to run, so that at the end of the day, whoever can garner in these 10 months, actually in the next, let's say 4 months, whoever can actually show the traction of bringing masses of people together, then those are the people who deserve to be on the table to negotiate with the front runners.
Okay, I can see my guests are arriving right about time, so we'll be having them in the second hour. I can see Member of Parliament from Loima, Jeremiah Lomurukai. He'll be joining us. I've seen him. I'm being told Alai is around, so we'll be having them in the second break. But right about time, I'm asking you, do you think Raila Odinga will get more votes in Mount Kenya than he got in 2017? Do you think in next year's polls, Raila Odinga will have more votes in Mount Kenya more than he got in 2017? We'll be talking about that and so much more, especially the mountain politics, when we come back in a short while. Don't go anywhere. WhatsApp number 0785 939529. 0785 939529. We'll be back in a short while. Don't go anywhere. Okay. So we remove the thing now. Baita Raila, sawa. All right. So, the day you are saying, aya ni mheshimiwa ni hesabia moja mpaka 10 for mic check.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Uko sawa? All right, and welcome back. Our sub number 0785939529. That is on 0785939529. This is what Raila Odinga had to say, that is ODM party leader, had to say about the Mount Kenya politics.
Tunakuwa tunashangilia, tunaangalia milima. Na mimi hapa chini nimeangalia, nimeona nyuso mingi zaidi ambayo mimi najua. Karibu kila meza nikihesabu hapa najua watu hapa. Kwa hivyo mimi najihisi niko nyumbani. Sasa kama mimi naambiwa ati Raila atakikane mlima Kenya, nimefanya makosa gani? Nimeiba nini? Mimi nimerudi kuongea mara hii na wakaji wa mlima.
ODM party leader Raila Odinga in Mount Kenya. He crisscrossed everywhere. And as you can see and you can tell, the crowds came out. There were sentiments that people will not show up, but they did show up. Let me introduce Loima Member of Parliament, Jeremiah Lomurukai. Karibu sana to the show, Mheshimiwa.
Asante sana.
Let me start with you now that you just came in. Going to Mount Kenya, what does this signify for Raila Odinga, having such great crowds coming up to welcome him?
Okay, I think first I will do a bit of introduction.
Yes.
As you have just mentioned, I'm called Jeremiah. Ekama is Lomurukai. Loima constituency is the only constituency in Turkana that doesn't have the word Turkana. So in context, it's a unique constituency.
Yes.
The rest is either Turkana, West
East
Turkana,
or West.
Turkana. Yeah. So I am a first-time member of Parliament, but before that I was a member of County Assembly. I served for a term.
They decided to give you the MP seat.
They decided to give me, but even before becoming a member of County Assembly, I was a councillor. During the defunct councils, I was a councillor for 2 terms. I was one of the youngest councillors by then.
All right. I was just about to... How old are you?
Yeah.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah,
Yes.
and now I'm 45 years.
Wow.
I believe she's...
she looks young, but
40 or
amekula.
39.
Oh, no!
Okay, about...
I'm 35 years old.
Okay.
You're 35?
Yes, she's a small
Amekula
child.
chumvi
She's
kweli.
a child. Okay, about Mount Kenya politics.
Yes.
You see, one, I come from the northern part of Kenya.
Yes.
And really, we have not even interacted a lot with the Mount Kenya politics.
Yes.
But
But you're from ODM, though.
yeah, I am a member of ODM party. I was elected in that ticket. So I think from what you just showed here, that is a clear indication that Raila is not a reject in Mount Kenya. Is a old politician who has really grown in politics for many ages. And I believe, as it was being put by the rest of the colleague of politics, that Raila will never step into Mount Kenya, and he managed really to crisscross and attract so bigger crowds. I think that one is even sending very bad indicators to the opponents of Raila.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because when I was meeting some of my colleagues, they were even saying, what is not happening? Does it mean this guy will get some numbers in Mount Kenya? That was not the expectation. So the talks now are different. So Mount Kenya now seems to be shifting, based on the fact that many very strong politicians from that region look like they're supporting Raila, including the business community, and including even number one, the president. You see, you can't underrate presidency. President of the Republic of Kenya is a force to reckon in itself. He's an individual, but the fact that he looks so silent, but having really focused to say Raila now becomes the main person to run for presidency on his side. I think that one is what is really attracting numbers. Either there was serious mobilization from the leadership of that particular area, but Raila
has been acceptable. But
yes.
this is what UDA presidential candidate, that is Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, had to say about the same event.
Fanya mkutano na wale wenye mali ili serikali ichunge mali yao, hiyo ni kitu mzuri. Lakini pia tukifanya mkutano na wale wako chini ili serikali wasaidie kutengeneza mali, pia tukubali, hiyo ni kitu mzuri. Tusiseme ni class war, hapana.
It is good to unite the region, but I want to ask them very categorically and respectfully. When our people were being chased away at night when it was raining in Kariobangi and Ruai.
Gloria, your party leader, William Samoei Ruto, who is the DP of this country, has been in Mount Kenya numerous times, hundreds of times. At one point, everyone was wondering, what is it with Mount Kenya? He was there like every single day. What changed? We thought the wind was with William Samoei Ruto.
Nothing has
Baba
changed.
has come and
Nothing has changed.
amebeba kila mtu.
Fred, you know what happened?
Yes.
Or what has been happening? You remember when William Ruto actually strategized and was trying to figure out, okay, how do I penetrate Mount Kenya? Who do I use to get into the mountain region? How will I be introduced to certain communities? You know, that was when he started the journey of climbing Mount Kenya. And everybody was saying, meanza campaign mapema, you know, it's not yet time to work. You see, Baba is in the handshake and he's working as we are more focused on delivering the Big Four agenda. And then the bell rang. The bell rang. And then the people around Raila Odinga actually woke up and realized, while you're making excuses of not strategizing on how you're going to climb that mountain, these people have actually gotten a head start. And at one point, remember when we had the Limuru 3, you know, because also the mountain itself was trying to see how are we going to, you know, unite or structure ourselves in a way that we can, you know, sort of be approachable to whoever he was trying to be president. At that time, the only thing you could hear the ODM members saying is, bado wakati wa campaign haijafika. So no, the mountain has not been lost to Raila Odinga. What has happened is Raila Odinga and team have woken up and realized it's
But the
too
numbers,
late.
Gloria, the numbers.
Which numbers, Fred?
They have.
Which numbers?
I mean,
which numbers? Because I will tell you.
On a given day.
No.
On a given day.
I need you to reference
Yes.
actual numbers. Give me polls by verifiable institutions that says that the 2 or 3 incidences where Raila Odinga and his group have actually gone after William Ruto, now the mountain has shifted to a Raila Odinga presidency. There are no numbers out there that actually propagate or confirm to that narrative. So what is happening is,
yes,
people have understood that while we were castigating William Ruto for going to the mountain so many times, trying to be introduced, actually that is what we should be doing. And that is what they've started doing.
Hold still. Let me bring in Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the mountain people take their time to vote. Has ODM read the ground? Yes, you can go there and woo them. Do you think they can change their mind? Because by and large, and polls have seen that William Samoei Ruto was leading in Mount Kenya. Do you think that Raila Odinga can woo them in 1 year and get the votes?
Okay, thank you. I think politics in itself is a game of numbers. And we have known Raila for quite a long time. He is not today's politician. This is a politician who has been there. He has all the strategies, unlike William Samoei Ruto.
You want to say William Samoei Ruto doesn't have a strategy?
Yeah.
But he has talked about bottom up.
Yeah, William Ruto has only one strategy, one very serious serious strategy of luring voters.
Yes.
And that is a strategy that continues feeding every single minute. And that is the strategy of alms, of really giving tokens to the youth, majorly the youth. You see even the kind of support Ruto has in Mount Kenya. Initially, it was majorly support of the youthful team. But as time goes by, and even the tokens is given out seem to be diminishing in a way or two.
Yes.
So that is why you can see slowly, you even saw the chairperson of the motorbikes, who used to be of the Boda, who used to be key person of, he appeared even in the other team. That one is an indication that starting was one thing, but voting
is something else
is
altogether.
something else altogether.
Let me ask, there's a question I had asked before we come back to you. This is what I asked. I had asked you, do you think Raila Odinga, the ODM party leader, is going to get more votes in Mount Kenya more than he got in 2017? Do you think Raila Odinga is going to get more votes in Mount Kenya more than he got in 2017? Some of your SMSs. This conversation had started earlier on, and you are saying OKA, that is OKA, are still confused with no presidential candidate so far. That means they've got no manifesto for Kenyans as per now. Finally, they must be a little bit faster in setting up their manifesto. All right, the business community, you are saying, you have not said your name, the business community had to pay individuals to appear to Raila's rally. The truth is that even today, there was no representation from Mount Kenya East in Gideon Moi's inauguration today. Those who are watching can bear witness to this. All right, you have not said your name. You are saying, I'm trying to look for that SMS. Okay, where are you? Hi, enjoying the tipping point show. Asante sana. You have not said your name. Okay, you're saying, kindly check your sound. Our sound. Okay, sound people. Angalia mitambo. I had to increase my volume very high. Ongeza kabisa. This discussion must go on. Thank you very much. Gloria.
Yes.
Do you think Mount Kenya people are just receptive to different candidates?
First of all, I want to correct what I would call propaganda.
Yes.
Yeah. When Mheshimiwa has said that William Ruto has only one strategy, and it's a strategy of politics of tokenism, I actually think that I actually welcome you to UDA activities, so that you might be able to have a better picture of what kind of strategy we have. When you're talking about the Mount Kenya region, and there's this narrative that is being pushed that Raila is a veteran politician, and he knows how to climb the mountain, he knows how to strategically, get all these votes from all regions.
Yes.
And I want to take you back to the 2007, 2008, actually way back before that. The only election that Raila Odinga has run as an individual and actually was able, I think, to garner like 500,000 votes was back in 2000 was it 2? Every election after that, and I stand corrected, his strategy has been one strategy. It has been the strategy of changa changa. You go, you look from Salim Davadi, you tell him, Luya Unity, come, we shall make, we shall get into government. You go, you look for what's his name, Kalonzo Musyoka. So his strategy has been to get the regional kingpins, bring them to the table, and force them to endorse him. And that strategy...
So you're saying that OKA are going to endorse...
And that's exactly what I'm saying. As opposed to you saying that because he's a veteran politician and he knows how best to strategize, he's only had one strategy. And it's a strategy of getting regional kingpins, tribal kingpins, to come to the table and bully them into actually endorsing him. But...
Yes.
On the flip side...
Yes.
For those who underrated William Ruto, and they continue to underrate him, the underdog.
Yes.
You keep forgetting that this was a runner. Yani ule mtu wa mkono wa ODM, ule mtu wa mkono hata KANU, ule mtu he has worked with all these politicians who are currently now aspiring to be presidents. So he actually knows, if it was you, Fred, and I worked with you, I know how you work. So I know how you're going to structure your campaign. And so therefore what he has is the benefit of understanding all the principles who are running. And his strategy has been not politics of tokenism, but the politics of engaging the most, the bottom of the food chain and actually making them feel that they are part of the campaign.
Hold still, Gloria.
Yes.
This is what William Samoei Ruto, the DP of Kenya, had to say about Raila Odinga.
Parliamentary group inaweza kukua kuendeshwa kwa lugha ya mama. Kama ile neki yako inaweza kuendeshwa kwa lugha ya mama, wewe ni problem kwa Kenya, kwa sababu nyinyi ndio mnachangia ukabila katika...
Absolutely.
Hold still.
Absolutely.
Naftali from Olkalau, Kaimbaga, you are saying Raila will earn very few votes in Mount Kenya. Okay. Alan, I think he's not going to get many votes. Okay. I had asked you, do you think Raila Odinga will get more votes in Mount Kenya than he got in 2017? Team Hustler Reloaded, ni kama Hustlers ndio wote wako hapa. All the way from Kakamega, Richard, okay. Shadrach Chuka from Nandi. The OKA thing is a real scam. UDA will penetrate through. Raila 2 is another scam. Okay. We move on. Dan, we were in a meeting to see Raila, but not out our leader. I don't understand what you mean. Ruto means everything to everyone. Okay. Your WhatsApp, they are coming thick and fast. 0785939529. Raila has no strategy compared to Ruto. All of them got into politics almost the same time. Okay, why is the government forcing OKA principles in supporting Raila Odinga if there is no hidden agenda? Let's start with that. Why is the government forcing Musalia Mudavadi, Gideon Moi, we are seeing Kalonzo Musyoka, all of them, they look like they had a meeting with the president. Twice they've had a meeting. And it seems all of them are being told you must endorse one candidate. What do you have to say? Do you still think that Raila has the backing of even Mount Kenya?
Okay, I think there's a big difference between consultation and forcing people to do something. So I think what the president, though he's not even doing it seriously, what the president is doing actually is to ensure, and that is exactly even what Ruto does, is trying to actually ensure that all the strong persons from respective areas come together. Remember, every community, including the Kalenjin community,
yes,
are being led by a particular person. Like now, for example, Nani Ruto. Ruto is their kingpin. The Luya community as Musalia Mudavadi.
So you're saying Gideon Moi is nowhere to be found?
Gideon Moi as a section of Baringo, we don't know, but the kingpin we have there is Ruto. Okay, so when the president decides actually to call those old team together and ask them, not to force them to do something, to ask them, this time round we want to give chance to this senior politician called Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm requesting that all of us support, including the president himself, all of us support him, so that he gets time to deliver on his serious manifesto. Because I believe the only...
I asked you a question and you didn't answer. Do you think Mount Kenya, people... Yes.
Yeah, I know. I think my friend here is refusing really to tell us Raila Amolo Odinga doesn't really need a lot. If Raila gets 2 million votes from, which is going to get even more than that from the Mount Kenya region. So these elections are done because the focus is, remember Ruto, and that I have to mention it, Ruto did not really even concentrate on the agenda they laid down with the president of delivering. He said,
and I quote him, he said the other day that Raila Odinga came and took away the manifesto that they had, the Big Four agenda, and they came with the BBI. That is what he said.
Yeah, I think you know how BBI was invented. It was a tool actually to bring peace
to the country.
Which any other
and
normal
indeed
person,
we've had peace.
Any normal
but
person
this country
should
has been peaceful though. Like to bring peace, I can't remember for as far back as 2007, 2008. Since then, which peace are we looking for?
But remember before...
Which peace was the handshake?
But remember before handshake, there was serious antagonism in town.
Before handshake, the Raila Odinga and co, the ODM members, we used to have what they called, what was that, every day, Tuesday, ama is it Friday, kuenda kwa streets kila saa kurusha mawe. That was actually their making.
That is
so how do I become the person that creates the problem and then offers myself to bring the solution?
I am with you, tipping point. William Ruto has the most powerful strategy. Hence, he will win the Mount Kenya voters. I'm Alex Ratia from Narok. Watu wa ODM mko wapi jamani, kwa nimelala?
Fred, there's a point you said that Raila Odinga will get 2 million votes from Mount Kenya.
Yes. I did not say that. I said...
You said 2 million.
That was just an
if you only get 2 million.
If he only gets even 1 million.
I would like to see where he will get...
win elections.
You see he's gone down from 2 million to 500,000.
Where are they coming from? How do you explain just getting 1 million or 2 million from Mount Kenya will give Raila Odinga the top seat?
Where is he getting from? Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Meru? Where is he getting 2 million votes from?
They are not
Mount
only
Kenya?
done from Mount Kenya. Even Turkana people in Turkana County.
Your governor is supporting William Samoei Ruto.
Of course, I'm contesting to become a governor.
You want to be a governor?
I want to become a governor.
Very good. He has announced it on this show.
And why I'm contesting to become a governor is actually to ensure that Ruto doesn't get any good votes from Turkana County.
And you see what he just said. Most of the leaders that are actually coming front to say I'm running for president or I'm running for this are actually not running because they're inspired to lead their people. Like he said, he's running to ensure that William Ruto does not get any votes.
Of course, because we want the right leaders to get into these positions.
Can you imagine that manifesto that I am going to be your governor and I promise you William Ruto will not get votes?
That is a manifesto. Raila will get about 30% of Mount Kenya votes. Thank you very much.
30%.
Brian Obegi from Kisii. Enjoying the show. Raila Odinga will garner more votes on that mountain, more than he got in 2017. You agree with what I had asked? I am Ikenye Uno. The battle of the mountain is a battle of the whole country. As per now, we are only seeing two serious candidates, who are Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. Once a candidate bags the central region patch, then you are good to go. Santi Ikenye from Molo. Joseph from Lamu. Gideon will end up endorsing Raila Odinga. Hii ingine ni showdown. Victor from Eldoret, you're saying, I'm following you guys. Asante. Raila has no strategy. You didn't tell us your name. Ruto ni mwalimu wa politics. If you know, you know. Tim Hasler, Richard Clinton from Bukura, Ingo. Okay. Gloria. I had asked you, and you guys are not answering. Is it that Mount Kenya people are the people who can receive anyone, or is it the ground that is shifting?
First of all, I want to point out that for the first time in our politics, at least since I have been an adult and a voter, Mount Kenya is a swing vote. You know, for the first time.
Yes.
And, you know, I think in 2007, 2008, we were not really pushing about the Mount Kenya. There was almost like a certain Mount Kenya is voting as a block and they're voting for this person. And we were focused now on the swing votes, which were now the Kisii region, Mombasa region. So you can imagine
the
pastoralist community.
Absolutely.
So you can imagine that we are in 2021 and Mount Kenya is a swing vote region. You know what that tells you? It tells you that this whole tribal thing that has actually been weighing down our politics is actually starting to change. And when specifically,
and that you would agree with me, it's a good thing.
Specifically, when I was asking where Raila Odinga will get 2 million votes from Mount Kenya, I wanted to understand exactly where in Mount Kenya. You know, that's why I was asking, was it Meru? Is
somebody
it Nyeri?
has just said there you will get 30%.
Yeah, is
what is 30%?
Because when you look at
around 2 million votes.
Around 2 million, that's 1.8,
yeah,
1.9.
But that somebody is also like you who is not verified. So, you know, anyone can wake up, even I can come and say William Ruto will get 45% of Mount Kenya.
You're saying William Ruto will get how many votes?
Let me say what I'm saying.
The percentage.
I'm saying
yes,
that this journey of climbing Mount Kenya, William Ruto started early. And while people actually are underrating him and thinking that, like you said, oh, he's only attracting the amateur politicians from the mountain, the youth, and not necessarily heavyweights, like we saw the Mount Kenya Foundation guys coming together and saying they are going to endorse Raila Odinga just the other day. The same Mount Kenya Foundation was also heard in this KANU representative saying that they are also willing to listen to the next person. So there's not really an endorsement here. What they're doing is scouting on who is actually going to front their interests. And in that sense, then I would say, if there's any serious presidential candidate who's actually trying to climb the mountain, you would have a strategy. It's not just about showing up in one conference with all these businessmen and saying, nimeshapata endorsement, so now, you know, we ask here and here. The strategy that I want to say William Ruto has been using, and that actually UDA is focusing on, is not only those tribal kingpins. And that's why it might appear that while we are dealing with Ndindi Nyoro, while we are dealing with, you know, what he claims are youthful politicians, it might appear that, oh, there's nothing there. But these are elected leaders who actually have influence. When you look at people like Alice Wahome, when you look at people, I mean, you can't just ignore the fact that we have notable leaders, elected and otherwise, from Mount Kenya, who are actually pushing the agenda of the Hustler Nation movement there.
Hold still, Gloria. Jeremiah, I will ask you this question, and it was put forward by Irungu Nyakera, former PS. I know he's vying for governorship in Murang'a County. He said he attended the Mount Kenya Foundation meeting that was hosted by Raila Odinga, and he said, as a fence sitter, I made 3 observations. I'll not talk about the many observations that he spoke about, but he spoke on one thing. He said, point 3, Raila's message was dry and won't work for the majority of the youth. Youth aren't interested in what happened to Jaramogi Ochieng Aneko and Kenyatta in 1942, or even the fact that Kikuyu, Embu, Meru people had to carry stamped passes to move around the country. Youth want someone to speak for their current struggle of joblessness and hopelessness. The first point he had said, the consultative meeting did not entertain a single question or comment from the attendees. The second meeting is the list of speakers missed out on youth and women. Only one woman spoke. Raila said youth lack experience, and that is why they should remain patient as the elders speak for them. He wrote that on social media. This is the former PS, Ministry of Roads. What do you make of this? Raila Odinga is not entertaining young people coming into politics. What would you make of that? Young people constitute 70% of this country.
Yeah, that is very true. I think I cannot really say what has been written there is either true or false. I did not attend that particular meeting for the business community.
Yes.
But let me tell you, during the 2017 elections, the same business community supported Uhuru Kenyatta
and William Ruto.
The same. And during that time, William Ruto and the team did not even complain why they were being supported by the business community.
All right.
Today, when Raila Amolo Odinga is meeting the business community
he's complaining
to lobby for their support, but these are the same business community.
My director is telling me we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
He's complaining. Gloria,
yeah.
Why would William Samoei Ruto complain of the same business people that supported him in 2017?
First of all, thank you, Irungu Nyakera from the mountain, for actually speaking up a fact that the youth were not represented in that forum. And I believe him because we've served in the same organization, Global Youth Parliament, where he was an advisor and I was the country manager. So I actually take his word for the Bible. I would say, as much as nobody's complaining about the business community engaging Raila Odinga, what they are observing is that, you know, Raila Odinga, or rather ODM, or rather that team, has got no time for the youth, who constitute 75.1% of the voters.
Yes.
Yes. So at the end of the day, if you're running to Mount Kenya to say we are climbing the mountain, also that mountain has got youth, and those are going to actually constitute of a chunk of voters. And if you are not going to appeal to them and actually empathize with their current situation and not the historical injustices, then there is a chance that the youth actually do not feel like they belong to that party.
Hold still. Thank you so very much, Gloria, and thank you, Jeremiah. One last SMS. There are so many. I am telling you there are so many, but the day my director is telling me I don't have time. Just one. On Raila getting more votes in Central Kenya, I agree. We'll get more votes. The only problem is that Raila will get more votes than he got in 2017. But he's losing a lot more in other regions, including Western and Nyanza. The views described on this show do not represent Switch TV. They are their own political views. All right? And does not necessarily reflect on Switch TV. And with that, we close the show. Ilikuwa kivumbi. SMS zenyu ni nyingi, nimeshindwa kusoma zote. My name is Frederick Mwitiriri. My sign language interpreter tonight was Teresia Washira. Do have yourself a good night.
Papa Shark, Papa Shark, Papa Shark.
Grandma Shark, Grandma Shark,